Yo, it's been a while, YouTube, but I'm back. I'm back to make some more videos. Today I got a Mario Toten review, and I think Mario Toten, an overview of it, it's a pretty good map. I think it doesn't have too many flaws. I like it. I think it's the best map in Cold War so far. Honestly, I think it's fucking a top tier map, man. S tier. But I know most people aren't gonna say that because most people are like Cold War sucks. But I think this map was great, and I'm gonna go into the reasons why it's great. But there are some things that I think need to be changed too. So I'm gonna go into that in this video too. So hopefully you like this video. Please give it a like, subscribe maybe. I don't know. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you guys like this and enjoy. The Easter egg. The Easter egg starts with building Klaus. I think you gotta build Klaus for most things, but all you need is a battery and some hands. You can find the hands in room 305, and you can find the battery from a Panzer on round 10. And then you get these two parts and put it into Klaus, and you're able to build Klaus. I think Klaus is a very good utility. It could revive you, it could do all these types of shit. And I think Klaus is a really useful thing to have around. And then you also need the wonder weapon for this map, the Cerberus. So the first step is to bring your boy, you gotta bring him all the way to this wall. You gotta have him break the wall. And then once he breaks the wall, you shoot him with your laser variant of the Cerberus. And then bam, you get a new room. But I'll let the gameplay speak for itself. However, for this step, I think it's a pretty well made step. I like there's another room like that you can actually train in here and you can use it. It's a very nice training room. It has a bunch of open spaces, you can tell. And it has these two mysterious things, and then you have to go through 2 rounds, and then you could go in to get the canisters. But you also got to upgrade Klaus 2 by putting a satellite on this little thing, and then you got to protect it. I don't find too many faults with it. And then once you're finished, right, I think it's very well done. It's very fun to do, honestly. But then once it's finished, he comes out with a pack-a-punch gun and comes out with a new look. I like his new look. And honestly, yeah, there's not much to say. So all you gotta do for the next step is get your 3 canisters, and then Pacow, wazow. You do your shit, you do your magic, and you pick them up. And then you place them into these 3 random areas. I wish these areas were set places. I hate when there's multiple spawn locations for these types of things and Easter eggs, like the eisendrache map where you have to go all the way across the whole map to get it. And then in this, you have to get them all back, and then you put all those canisters, and then you get all the energy from the canisters, and you put them in, and then was out. And then you gotta get Klaus to go onto the train and stop the train. I thought this was a pretty cool piece. And then you just kill all the zombies, and while you're in here, it's like time stops because they can't attack you, but you just need a key card, and then you need a bomb. And yeah, as you can tell, I didn't get it on the first try, but don't worry, you could always do it the next try. But the step before, the video is gonna look a little weird since I edited it weirdly, but the step beforehand, you gotta just suck the souls from these tempests, and then once you suck the souls from the tempest, you gotta bring that little thing that pops out, the new thing, and then it's sort of like the outbreak thing. I wish you could run, because this map's so big. I think that's another flaw with this map, but oh well, right? They just ported it straight from Outbreak, which I very disliked. I wish they just built a new thing, right? But whatever, right? Whatever, you can save your assets. And so then you gotta find these 3 pieces, another fetch quest, sort of like Origins or the rest of that.
Well, that's Tony.
Pretty easy. I'm not complaining because it's just 3 pieces. And then you build it on him, and you're almost finished with your Easter egg. And all you gotta do now is you just gotta keep on pressing this computer over and over again, and you get some intel every single time you do. And then once you finish with this, you can activate a satellite in the sky. And so you're forced to do this. And then as you go up, you see a laser flash down onto the ground. And you see 3 bosses, right? 2 mimics, like a super strong mimics, and then 1 megaton. Again, I'm going to say this again. Reused assets. Stop reusing assets, Trey. Create new things, right? You can even create a new boss for the next map. I just don't want to see the same boss again and again and again, right? No one wants to see that. I think that's a major issue with this map, but I'll go into that later when I go into gameplay, overall stuff. But I think the Easter egg is pretty easy. And then after you kill the megaton, he drops these 2 pieces of uranium, right? Because you gotta kill this megaton or whatever, because megatons are made out of this uranium stuff. And you get 2 pieces of uranium, and then you have to craft them and build them, as you can tell after I kill the megaton. But you get a 5-minute timer, 5-minute countdown. If you're not able to do in this amount of time, you fail. But honestly, if you fail this, you really shouldn't be able to. You should really be able to finish this. I did this on solo. It's given the same amount of time for multiple players, and multiple players can do it at once. And so all you gotta do is get this uranium, bring it up to the 2 areas, and then once you do that, you just make them collide, and then bam, they create your perfect uranium, which you put into the middle part, the the nuke, and then you gotta nuke this whole area, which is pretty cool. I like it. And then you gotta do it again one more time after this. I don't know. I think the uranium's done well. The uranium step. I like how it does damage to you, so it makes it feel like you don't got much time. But if you save one zombie, it's really easy. But if you don't, this becomes a very, very fun step to do, and it's very exhilarating, very exciting. But yeah, I think the damage is good as where it is. I don't think it has to be raised anymore or any less. I think it's perfectly fine the way this step is so far. You just place it into this little area, like I just said. You do it again, except for with a different computer, and then you bring it to a different building. And then there's another crafting table that's right next to that new area. And then it's really easy. This second part's really easy. It's the same thing as the first part. And so you see the laser popping down on the building over there. And so you just gotta do the same thing over. And once you got both of them, that's when the boss fight starts. Be prepared. The boss fight for this Mauer Toten is well done. Honestly, props to Treyarch. I think this is the best. Nah, not the best, but I think this is this is the best in Cold War. I think this is the best boss fight in Cold War, not the best boss fight in Zombies. Because there are some better ones in Black Ops 4, maybe one in Black Ops 3, aka the Rise of Black Ops. The boss battle. Oh my gosh, what am I saying? Anyways, so you get into this fight, and she has a shield on. You gotta take out the shield, and then you could penetrate her, and you can do damage to her, right? As you can see, your one weapon does quite enough damage to her, but it seems like, at first it seems like, wow, this is unbeatable, man. I'm not doing any damage at all, right? And there's a bunch of zombies that spawn around you. There's gonna be mimics, manglers, whatever you can think of, even panthers sometimes, and especially those exploding ones, the new dogs. And so, what she'll do is she'll actually become invulnerable during the middle of the map, and then she'll take zombies and heal from them. You gotta kill the zombies or she heals all the way back to full health, which is a fucking bummer if you don't stop her. You gotta stop her. Anyways, this isn't really a tutorial, this is just a review, but I wanna go into the boss fight, go into the Easter egg, show you how it's done, so then you can understand what the map's like, and then we can make a judgment based on the evidence, right? Just like our schools tell us to do, and not analyze the evidence. And so, here's what it is, right? Another thing I don't like is that the other 4 wonder weapons don't do much damage to her. Like, look at this. Like, it does a lot of damage to her shield, but once it actually gets to her, it's very inaccurate. That's one thing I don't like about this, right? I guess you could lock on, but then it will also lock on to the other zombies, which I do not like. And so, as you see, I down there, and yeah. And she also has another attack. She has this little attack that destroys everything around her. But then, once you finish, you move to 5 different areas. But yeah, I think it's a well done boss fight if it wasn't for this exploit right here I'm about to show you. I literally take her out in 10 seconds with the minigun. They gotta patch this, man. This thing's too OP. You literally take her down in 10 seconds. I think that's something that has to be worked on in this boss fight. But overall, I think the boss fight's well done if this wasn't a fucking problem. And I don't think my boy Ring of Fire should be able to block the attacks from Valentina, because that shit OP, man. Like, it's literally able to block all attacks from Valentina, which I think shouldn't be a thing. I think she should be able to penetrate after like a few hits and it should stop. But yeah, that's something Treyarch has to work on. I don't think they are, though. They usually don't work on this type of shit. or they don't listen to the community. But overall, I thought the boss fight was pretty good. I liked the boss fight. I know some people didn't, especially some of the people I played with. However, most of them did enjoy it to a certain degree. And honestly, I thought Treyarch should put a lot more thought into their boss fights like this one. I think they put a lot of thought and effort into this boss fight, and I do applaud them for it. And I like how it gives you some time in between boss battles to get your stuff ready, unless you're an idiot like I am and just go straight into the boss fight. But yeah, time, and then she teleports you there. There are some bugs with it that I've heard of so far, and so Treyarch will obviously fix that. They always do. But yeah, I'd rate this boss fight like a 7 out of 10. It was a good boss fight for its COD standards, not for actual boss fights. It was an okay boss fight, like a 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10. It was okay. It was good. Now let's move on to the next thing. Yo, for the map setup and the layout, I think these two things are very important. And also, I'm going to include mood in this too, and the flow of the map, because those things just come with the map setup and layout of the map. I'm just basically going to go over the map. I think the mood is very well set in a dark, grungy area. It looks like World War II zombies and World at War zombies. And it reminds me of one map in particular, Mob of the Dead. And then it also reminds me of it reminds me of Die Rise. And Die Rise, if you're not Johnny J, you really hate the map because that map sucks. But it gives Die Rise vibes, but in a good sense, like in very like tall, vertical, great map, right? Unlike Die Rise, which just fucking sucked. But this map brings a lot of verticality to zombies, which hasn't been used well before in zombies. And I like these buildings. They're done very well. And people say that the map layout sucks. I disagree. It's not the map layout that sucks. It's the buildings that suck. The buildings all look the same. That's why people always get stuck in them. They're like, which building's which? Because they all look the same. Sure, they might have different signs above, but they don't really tell you what's in them, right? Corber, oh, Corber, what's in Corber? Like if I ask someone in a zombies game, what is Corber sign? What is in this building? What is in that building? Most people wouldn't know. It would take them at least a few minutes. But by that time, they would have gone to a different building and be like, oh man. And they would have thinking, oh, bad map layout. When actually, this is a very good map layout. It's very well done for the map layout for these buildings. It's very well laid out. It's very like circular, which I like. And there's always, for the Corber building, there's 2 ways to get down. And for the other buildings, there's 1 way to get down. And they all connect to each building. So I don't think it's the map layout or the flow that's bad. I think it's the buildings and how they're different. And then there's lots of secrets you can see, like the Klaus upgrading station, which is really cool. I like how they put all the small details. And most people don't look at the small details. It's the sandbags, it's the purple signs, it's the flares on the ground, it's the wood. Anyways, as you see, you keep on progressing closer and closer to these purple floating dudes, and you're like, what the hell? Right, at first you see them from a distance, and then you're getting a little closer, and I like how it always makes it seem like you're getting closer and closer to your objective as you get further into the map. It gives a sense of progression, which many Treyarch maps, even just regular games, aren't able to do. I like how it gives you a sense of progression during these first few rounds. I like it. Anyways, back to the small details. The small details make a very big difference. The fire in the houses, the trucks that are used, the cars that are used, right? Just the buildings and how they look, what types of things they use, what barricades they use, and what machines they use, the computers inside the buildings. These all make a big difference. Nobody talks about these things, yet they're the most important thing in shaping your experiences. I don't think it's the big things that make a huge deal. I think you do need these things. However, small details make a map a great one. It turns it from an okay map to a great map. That's what makes the eisendrache a great map. Not because of these big fucking bows or whatever, or these dragons, but it's in the small details. Another thing I like is the trains. As soon as you pass this line, the trains just start going, and damn, it traumatizes you. Good job on your part, Treg, using human psychology against us. Like, just scaring the living crap shit out of you for the first time. However, I wish the flaming zombies didn't just die on you, because after a little, if you just wait like 20 seconds, they just die on you, which is something I don't like. And it really messes you up, especially when you think there's more zombies than there actually is, and then you kill them, and there's one burning zombie left, and you're like, oh shit, it's dead now. Like, bro. And then you go to power, turn it on, at least you think you do. And then you gotta collect these electric fuses. Electric fuses. Fuck. I think electric fuses could have worked a lot better if they made it like a collectible or something different than a Tempest. Stop reusing Tempest. We saw it in the Easter egg boss fight, and we saw it in Outbreak. We don't have to see it again. Like most creators are saying, we want map-specific zombies. We don't want just a bunch of zombies just reused in every zombies map. You guys have done this before in Black Ops 3. Do it again in Cold War. However, that's just a small complaint of mine. I'll get back to that later on in gameplay. But overall, I think the map is very well done, the map layout. And I like when you go to open Pack-a-Punch and create it. I like this scene, right? You see each zombie getting possessed turn to red. It's very creepy. And it gives you a sense of chaos, because red is associated with chaos. And this pink, I love how the pink is used on the zombies. And they're each a little stronger than before, giving you a sense of horror, almost killing you in a second. And I like how Pack-a-Punch opens right after it. And I like how all the zombies around you die. Very good nod, Treyarch. I also like how the challenge machine's right there. It makes you feel like you're progressing more and more closer to things. And I like how everything's right there. Another thing I like is the nod to Origins. Man, how many of us have played Origins? Wow. Good nod, Treyarch. I always like nods to previous COD games, and I like this one too. Just gives me Origin vibes, because it's straight from Origins. I always loved dig stats. I thought that was a great part of Origins, and you brought it back. Good job, Treyarch. However, I wish these guard things, these guard towers, the rifles, they're a little more, like actually killed you. And it's just a big threat to you, and they didn't just take 50 health off of you. I think that's something that the turret should do. I like the flow of the middle area and the bottom area. I think that's very well done. And I like the flow of the whole map. It's just it gets confusing because the buildings all look the same. I wish they did something different about that, but I don't think they are this late into the game. So I like the tiny buildings. So the tiny buildings within these areas, like the TV area, the TV store, the cafe, and the food store, are very detailed, and I like how they're very detailed. It shows that this was once a city, and that's something that many maps forget to do. That zombies they just come out of nowhere. It's just daily life one day, and then just bam. I like seeing how life used to be different, how the world used to be different. What else do I gotta say, man? It's built very nicely. I like it. I like the box locations. They're very well done. I like the underground area. It looks nice. And the reason it doesn't look like Advanced Warfare sewer systems is because of the details. I'm going to say this again. It's the details that make a map, baby. The details. Look at all the details in this map. It's the details that make a map great. It's what makes a map good. And then I like all the computers, all the things. It makes it look like, not like an ugly sewer, but like a actual really cool looking set and slab with sewer parts of it, something that many maps should do in my opinion. And then there's also a secret room you could open, which is pretty cool. But overall, I think the map layout, the mood, and everything is very well done. I just think the three buildings are not well designed. I think they should be much more different than each other. Overall, I rate this like an 8 out of 10, because it's good, but it's not. I say 9 out of 10. It's good, but it's not great. It's not the best. The wonder weapon on this map, the Cerberus, is so cool. There are three ways to get it. You get it either from the box, the challenge machine, the bunny, and the last option is, well, what I'm doing right now, which is opening the safe and cracking it. And once you crack the safe, you get the Cerberus Wonder Weapon, which is, wow, it looks really good, but it's not on the screen, so I'm not going to be talking about it. To get this code, all you have to do is use a black light and just go to 3 different areas and find the code. They're a number out of 40, and you just put it onto this. And then once you put all on there, it opens and you get the Cerberus. It's a really cool wonder weapon. Although I don't really like that orb, I don't know. I wish they put it out of view or something. Or just made it stay still. But whatever, it's a cool idea. I like how it shoots the 2 at once. I think it's the best variant. In my opinion, it's the best variant of the wonder weapon because it's just so much more powerful than the others in the late game. What do I have to say? This is just a good wonder weapon. It looks good. It's small, compact like a pistol. It's semi-auto, so you can control the amount of shots you want, and it shoots 2 at once, but it doesn't take 2 bullets. And it has a lot of bullets. It has 200 bullets, which is really good. They also have the ray gun on this map, which you can only get from the trial machine, the box, or the bunny Easter egg, which is, wow, still a lot. And the Cerberus has 4 transformations in total. However, as you see, this is my favorite one of them all. But the second one, this is the one I hate the most. It's the laser variant. It's good. It just only has like 100 bullets. I wish it had like 300 bullets. And I wish this variant had, well, I wish it just did more damage in the later rounds. Because in the early rounds it's amazing, but later rounds it just sucks ass. Anyways, these variants can be found dropped from zombies, and after killing a bunch of them, they just drop randomly from the zombies, and you can just put them onto your gun and create a different variant. And then once your variant is finished, it runs out and becomes the base form. The laser form, as you can tell, is just like an assault rifle, LMG, I guess you'd say. It's good in the early rounds. Then the shotgun version. This is my second least favorite one. This sucks, man. It's just genuinely bad. Like, sure, it does well in the beginning rounds, but it only takes like a few out. I wish it like went through zombies. That's my problem with these guns, the Cerberus. It doesn't go through the zombies. That's what I wish this gun did. Otherwise, it does pretty good. Then there's the rocket version of it, which is really cool. It locks onto your enemies if you go into it, and it does a lot of damage. But I'm gonna say it's not very close combat. It's very good for long range distance and when you're actually camping. But when you're not, it's so horrible. You're gonna be destroyed very quickly. What can I say, man? This Cerberus variant just sucks. I guess it doesn't suck, but it's just not good for close quarters. And then there's the LT-53 Casimir, aka the Ghost of Bison. It costs fucking 2,000 salvage, or you can find out the zombie. And then basically it just destroys a bunch of zombies. There's a black hole grenade behind me that I threw, and then here's the wonder weapon. But basically it looks like this, and it pulls everything in it, and it blows up. And then I'm gonna show you one more right now. So as I'm using this, I'm gonna just drop another one to show you the power of the LT-53 Casimir, which is OP as shit. Like, watch this. Like, I throw it, and all the zombies, except for the one on you, they all just go towards the black hole, and then poof, they just blow up. And when you go in it, you're supposed to teleport, but it doesn't work in my game. And then it looks really cool. I like it. And they added Mule Kick. I like it. Good perk. It's like Vulture's Aid and Mule Kick and the modifier from Black Ops 4. Good perk. I like how it looks, and I like the guns. I think everything added to this game, like the perks and the wonder weapons, were a very good thing. I like them all. I give it a 5 out of 5. I think they're all good. 10 out of 10. Alright, on to my next point. The storyline up to now was boring as shit, dude. It was fucking annoying. Just, here's a bunch of people doing random ass stuff, but we really didn't get to see any of it. And this is the first cutscene after we finished the Easter egg. I liked it. It starts off, the map actually starts off, it doesn't start off with the cutscene, which I think they should have started off with the cutscene from the Power the Toten trailer. But basically what it says is that we've been captured by the Russians, and we have to do their bidding, and we have to stop Valentina, the traitor within their group. That's it. And then if we don't, Raptor 1 dies. Because we can't let our boy Raptor 1 die. And that's the story. That's the setup for the story. I think it's a solid setup. We gotta kill this bitch in order to save our boy Raptor 1. Because we all love Raptor 1 saving us in the X-Files. And all we know is that there's Klaus and he's there to help us. And yeah, we're just sent to Berlin. And then everyone else is told that it's just a gas mine explosion. It's just random explosions. It's not told this in the actual thing. It's told when you actually in other intel, not from actually inside the game, but from outside the game. But the intel in it tells you how to do the Easter egg and how all the things in the Easter egg came as they were. And it's a really cool setup and a really cool side storylines. And I like them. What can I say? They're not as interesting as some of the ones in the Eisendrache, but they're still fine. Not really good, but they're fine. What do I say? It was just okay. It was just average. Kravchenko, he's a good villain. I like him, but he's not too intimidating. And then, yeah, after you finish the whole Easter egg, you capture the bitch, right? Her name is Valentina. And then you just put her onto this thing, and then you get all the energy from her, and you put it into the nuke. And I like the animation. I like how they actually put this and actually made it into a little film. Like, instead of just doing a random ass thing where you say, oh, Valentina was captured. We're on our way. Exfil, let's go. New map. Because I really fucking hate that. I love these ending clips. And they could do a lot with it. And I like this one, not as much as Black Ops 3, The Eisendrache, or Gerard Crovey, or the Black Ops 3 ending cutscenes. But this one still hit pretty well. What else do I say? It was a good Easter egg. I liked it. It was a good storyline. I think it was very well done. And at the end of it, you fight your way with Klaus, and you bring him to the end portal. And you gotta shoot all these zombies. All the zombies from every single previous zombies. Well, not zombies game. Every previous zombie you've ever met in this Cold War game. And you gotta protect him, and if he dies, you lose. And then you have to redo the whole thing, which fucking sucks. But it's pretty easy to protect him. I don't think it's that hard. You fight Tempest, you fight Panzers, you fight anything that could come your way. And then, once you kill them all, he says his final words. Klaus sacrifices himself for the group to close the anomaly and blow up the bomb with him. And with that, you're given the calling card. And just the calling card. I wish I gave you the camo for the pack punches when you did the Easter egg. That's something Carrick should do to help people actually motivate them to do the Easter egg. But other than that, I think this Easter egg and the storyline was very well done. I like the storyline. It actually sucked me back into the storyline. And at the end of it, you and your team go back, and you guys are like, and then Kravchenko's like, we got Raptor 1 for you. And they give you Raptor 1, and it's like, well, too bad. We're gonna kill you. And he pulls up with the fucking chopper, and it's like spraying you down. He's like, pop, 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 pop. And you gotta run, you gotta make a run for another exfil. And this one actually was pretty cool. Unlike the other exfils where it's like, oh, we're on the helicopter. Like the machine, we're on. Yay. But this one actually had some emotion to it. I liked it a lot more than the other ones. And I like the detail they put into this. I still wish they had regular characters like Black Ops 3. But this does for now. And I like how the characters are actually developing. And then at the end, you find Kravchenko with the helicopter. It all seems hopeless until, bam, Weaver speaks and it's like, now Sam. And Sam opens a portal back to their base. And you jump in and you just narrowly escape with your lives. But there's a bunch of shooting in the background. Pow, 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 pow. You guys all survive without taking injuries. Also, there's a cute dog. What's not to like? And then you feel and you see Requiem's true intentions about what they really want to do. What they really want to do is, first off, they knew everything in this map was going to happen, and they set it up. And the director wants my boy Sam to die. Samantha Maxis. I thought the storyline was good. Not as good as previous CODs. I give it like a 2 out of 5. No, I'd give it a 5 out of 10. It was okay. The side Easter eggs on Mara the Toten are plentiful. I like them a lot. I think each one has its own uniqueness to it, and I think each one is useful and worth doing. I think this reminds me a lot of Black Ops 3 detail they put into the side Easter eggs. I like it a lot. I like the bunny Easter egg. I always like the bunny Easter eggs. I like how it's like a sick disco area and everything, and all the zombies are partying. Like, yeah! And then when you least expect it, they all just start fucking running. And y'all was scared as shit in this video. I was like, oh shit, what the fuck? I was like, oh my gosh, y'all chasing me. I was like, oh my, I was running for my fucking life. And I was like, oh shit. It got a little scare out of me. I liked it. It really brings you down. You're like, oh, it's peaceful. And then it ain't. And they throw some bosses at you. It's nothing too hard. If you just survive, or if you're even good, you should be able to survive. There's 3 rounds of this, and then you get a max ammo. I like the shooting range, the other side Easter egg. I think it was very well done, and I like how it gives you an ether tool afterwards. It just reminds me of Buried. I also like how it's like luck based for the bunny part. It's 1, 2, 3. Luckily, I got the best one, the golden chest, I think it was. And so, I don't know. I like this. And then I like the upgrading for Klaus. I like how you can upgrade him 3 times and give him pack-a-punch guns and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. It gives him a new look. I think I just wouldn't allow me to upgrade him again with the floppy disks. I like how Klaus revives you. Well, the side Easter eggs were good. I'd give them a 5 out of 5. My final thoughts on Mario the Toten are, it's a good map. I think it's a map made for everyone. And I think, and I know, sorry, not I think, I know this is the best map in the game so far. I love it. I love everything about it. I think there's a lot of training space, so if anyone wants to train, if everyone on map wants to train, there's enough space for 4 people to train. And there's also enough space for 4 people to camp in different areas. I really like this. There's lots of versatility for players. One thing I don't like is the amount of bosses that spawn, but I heard they're fixing this. I just don't like the manglers. I think the other 2 bosses, the Panzer Soldats and the Disciples, I think they're good enough, but I don't think we need more fucking bosses. And I also love the small details they put into the Pack-a-Punch camos. I love the new Pack-a-Punch camos. Each one looks amazing, and I really hope they make this something that we could use in multiplayer or Warzone or something, because these camos are fucking lit as shit. I mean, look at this one. This one's fucking the best, man. I don't know. I thought this map was good. I loved everything about it. I love the flow. You know that I just think the 2 buildings look too similar. But other than that, I think the map flow and the map as it is a very good map. I love the gameplay. It's so fun. And the storyline actually gets you hooked in. You know, it's not as good as some of the Black Ops 3 storylines, but it's still fucking a banger. And I thought this will get a lot more people into the actual zombie storyline, because this one's actually a really cool one. And I like the Easter egg too. I thought that one was a banger too, and I love the boss fight. That shit was so amazing. And the side Easter eggs were fucking bangers, and I love the amount of places you could open. It's so unique. The map is amazing, and I love the new dog rounds. They're so cool. I like these little red zombies that just boom skadoosh blow up in front of you like the fire dogs, and they're just so cool. I don't know what else to say. I love how the map looks. I love the mood of the map. The mood of the map's so cool. I love it. You know, I love that moody type shit. You know, that very scary shit that was in World at War, Barucht. You know, it's not as like good as Barucht, but it's still pretty good, guys. Come on, let's give it that, at least until power is turned on. I don't know. This map was amazing. I love the boss fight. Again, I have to say it. The boss fight's amazing. Just get rid of the minigun, or just debuff it against the fucking boss. Otherwise, I thought the boss fight was well made. I thought every detail of it was made well. All of her attacks were really good. I like that. And I make it sound like I have a lot on the storyline and the boss fight and the Easter egg, but I do like these things. I do think they're needed to make a map from good to great, but I don't think there are things that are needed to make a map good. Another thing that I also talked to a lot about is I haven't talked a lot about is actually getting high rounds, which I don't think is that important because not many people do it. However, it's still important because there is a a community based around high rounding, and I think high rounds are pretty cool. If you want to get to high rounds, you gotta, it takes a lot of skill. Well, not skill, just a lot of time and skill. Um, I don't know. I like the Casimir. I think that's pretty cool, and I think high rounding on this game isn't as good as I think it should be because the other variants of this wonder weapon, which is another thing I don't like, is that they don't do any damage in the later rounds. They do a lot of damage in the early rounds. You can see they're very good, but they're no bueno, not good after like round 35 or something, around 40. I don't know. They're not good enough to hold up for the rest of the game. I don't like that. No bueno. That's something that should be patched. But I know Treyarch will be on that shit soon. We all know it. They always patch this shit. There's a lot of bugs in the game right now. They'll fix it, hopefully. There's nothing I can really do about that. And I love Mule Kick. I think Mule Kick was such a great ad. I just love Mule Kick. I don't know what else to say. Mule Kick is the new Mule Kick has the modifier from Black Ops 4 in it, and it's also Vulture Aid, part of Vulture Aid, and I really like it because I loved Vulture Aids now, and I really wanted to see it return in some shape or form, and it did in Mule Kick. I loved it. I like the Gersh devices. Those were cool. Throwback. I always love my Gersh devices. You know that shit is always fucking cracking. Other thoughts? I don't really got any other thoughts. I thought this map was good. It was quite fun. This is probably the most fun zombies map I've ever played. At least top 3 for me. Most people say it's not in their top 3, but I just love Cold Warriors mechanics. On top of that, I love this fucking map. It's a fucking banger. I love the detail they put into this map. It's like it's a Black Ops 3 again. That's how much detail they put into this shit. Oh my gosh, I loved it. Yeah. So my total rating for this map out of 100 is 97. If they change the wonder weapon and they change all those other things, I think it could be like a 98 or a 99. But like for me, a perfect map is Shadows of Evil, right? That shit was so good. Gosh, I love that shit. I love me some Shadows of Evil. I thought that was a perfect map. I don't think there's anything that could be made better or worse on that map. But once the wonder weapons are tuned, I really hope they do on like other zombies maps. I really hope they tune the wonder weapon and get rid of manglers. If they do those two things, I think this map could be the second best, maybe even third, or maybe even, no, I wouldn't say first because Shadows will always hold a special place in my heart. Wow, the Dead's amazing, but people give it too much credit. I love this zombies map, man. This zombies map was a banger. I love it. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. I love the side Easter eggs as always. And I hope you guys love this content too. I hope you guys like the video. Subscribe to my channel. Maybe just think about it. It doesn't matter if you actually do it. Just give it a thought down below. I'm hoping to reach 10 subscribers by the end of the year. Alright. Thanks for watching. I really hope you guys have a good one. And peace out.